Hello, good morning, good afternoon, and I'd like to say good evening, depending on which part of the world you're watching this video from. Um, I want to specially welcome you to the 2025 edition of the International Open Access Week. Um, I think a lot of persons may not be aware that we are live right now. So, what you can help us do right now is please share this video with your friends. Tell them that we are live. Okay, 45 persons are watching us live right now, and that's beautiful. But guess what? We had over 500 people who registered for this event. So, having 40 people online watching right now is still very low. So what I want you to do is to please share this link, share this video with colleagues, tell them we're live, we're behind schedule. So please tell them that we're live, we've started, so they can know that we have commenced this event. My name is Sylvester Ewonu. I'm a librarian based at Admiralty University of Nigeria. Some people also call me the Digital Librarian, and I'm glad to be co-hosting this program today with Dr. Fatima. Let me welcome Dr. Fatima. Dr. Fatima.
Sorry about that, guys. I think we have Sylvester is experiencing some internet issues, but we have Dr. Fatima as the co-host from LIBSENSE. Dr. Fatima. Dr. Fatima, I hope, good afternoon, all participants. I hope you're reaching out to your colleagues who might not be aware that we're live as we wait for the digital librarian to come back. But we have other presenters who are in our back offices who will be joining us soon. But in the meantime, kindly share widely that we are live and let your colleagues join us so that they don't miss these opportunities. Once again, we apologize for any inconveniences. Yes, Sylvester, over to you. Yes.
Can you hear me, Naomi?
Yes. Over to you. Feel free to share that widely, what you can see on your screen. We are live, and once again, we apologize for the inconveniences. We'll be, yes, Sylvester. Can you hear me?
Hi, Naomi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you, Sylvester.
Laptop is not charging. Hi, Naomi. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you, Sylvester. We are working to solve the issues that we have, but in the meantime, kindly just reach out to your colleagues. Feel free to say hi on YouTube and introduce yourself maybe through the chats or comments, and just say where you're from, your name, and the country you represent, and also your institution. Once again, we apologize for the inconveniences.
Okay, now
Yes, Fatma, Dr. Fatma.
are you on the group, the Upskill group,
Yes, I
or
am.
WhatsApp? So do you
Yes,
have my
yes,
slides now? I dropped it on that group. Do you
yes,
have it?
yes. Yes, I
Oh,
have.
beautiful. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Okay, so I can see presentations. Okay.
Or you can see now.
Okay.
I think
Yeah,
The arrow
thank
facing
you,
up.
Naomi, for holding off, and welcome, Dr. Fatima. Thank you very much. I hope you can hear me loud and clear now.
yes, we can.
Okay, so I would like to say a very big welcome to everybody and apologize for the glitch we've had or we've experienced so far. This is very unusual, and I want to show us the agenda for today. Starting the program is going to be a brief overview, and after which Dr. Fatima will come for a sort of keynote. Dr. Fatima is representing LIBSENSE Nigeria as a co-host for this event, and she will be taking us on Creative Commons licenses in the age of AI. Immediately after our presentation, we will proceed to an interactive session where we are going to discuss the theme for this event, AI and knowledge monopoly. We have very experienced speakers here right now, and I want us to I want us to stay glued to this particular stream as we take all the other topics we have right now, including data ownership. Dr. Sotonye will be taking us on that. And we will wrap up this event with the final interactive session on who owns our knowledge. Immediately after that, we are going to be presenting perhaps not certificates now to the facilitators. And I want to also let us know that for those of us who are attending this event, certificates are going to be made available. The certificates will be available within 3 days and sent to our emails. The webinar materials and everything will be shared with you via your emails. And all we need you to do is please make sure you fill the feedback form at the end of this event. Once again, I'd like to remind us that what we see now on the screen, these are the organizers of this wonderful webinar today. And on the purpose of this webinar, I would like to invite Dr. Fatima to just, before she goes to her presentation, Dr. Fatima, could you please, in 1 minute, share with us why did we put up this webinar together for African professionals?
Um,
Dr. Fatima.
okay. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are. Thank you for joining us. This webinar is to celebrate the International Open Access Week 2025 with the theme Who Owns Our Knowledge? And then our focus is to see how ownership of knowledge is changing, especially in the age of artificial intelligence. And that's why we'll be having discussions around Creative Commons licenses, data ownership, and a whole lot of issues that affect owning our knowledge, especially with the emerging technology, and what is common now is artificial intelligence. So thank you very much for your patience, and then please stay with us till the end so that we have this discussion together. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So, with that being said, I would now like to, one of the facilitators will post the link for the attendance. Hope we get it in the comment section so that we fill it accordingly. And please take note that we are also going to be providing links to some resources where you can learn more about the International Open Access Week. Also, it will also help you know what open access is all about. There are a list of materials and even access to the AFLIA page. AFLIA organized a workshop recently too. We're also going to curate some other open access events that happened within the period, so you can watch the recordings and learn more about who owns knowledge, especially in the times that we are in right now. So having said this, I would like to now proceed to do something that time did not permit us to do, but we are just going to do it because this is a recording and anybody can come to watch this later. I would like for us to recognize some persons who are watching right now, or perhaps I'll allow Dr. Fatima to deliver her first presentation. Immediately after Dr. Fatima's presentation, I'll make sure that we recognize our participants who are currently watching from different parts of the world. Thank you very much, and God bless you. So, Dr. Fatima, the floor is yours. If you can turn on your video, that would be beautiful. And please share your slides as you deliver the first topic for today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sylvester. My slide, can you please bring it up? I shared it already.
Okay. All right.
Can you
Just go
find
ahead.
it?
I'll do that. Yeah. Yes, I see your slide.
Okay, thank you very much. This presentation is a brief one, and it is titled Creative Commons Licenses in the Age of Artificial Intelligence. Okay, so are you helping me control it from there? Okay, I guess I can do that. Can I do it from here? All right, good.
Yeah.
Okay, so as we know it, copyright grants the creator of an original work the exclusive legal right to control the use, reproduction, distribution of their content, and it's usually granted for a limited time. But in the age of artificial intelligence, like we have it, where machines, hello, can anyone hear me?
Loud and clear, Dr. Fatima.
Hello?
Please go on.
Okay. All right. So in the age of artificial intelligence, these copyright boundaries that authors and creators are enjoying are being tested. And this is simply because machines can now create, remix, and reuse our content, human content at scale. And then this raises questions around ownership, authorship, and fair use. Now, Creative Commons licenses, on the other hand, it's another layer of legal rights, you know, that
We have lost you, Dr. Fatima. Dr. Fatima, we have lost you. We wait for Dr. Fatima, but I believe she will be back soon. Dr. Fatima?
Okay. I think I can't hear her also. I think maybe she'll join us shortly. So, Naomi, you can hear me, right?
Yes, I can.
I
Yes, I can
think
hear you.
she's still moving a slide, but we can't hear her anymore. Can somebody reach out to her for me, please?
On it. I'm on it.
So
okay, you cannot
while
hear
we are
me.
on that, we couldn't hear you, ma. Your previous slide, we didn't hear what you were saying, but we hear you now.
Oops. So what slide are you on right now?
Yeah, we are on this slide. We're on this slide.
Which one? The definition of copyright?
Creative Commons licenses.
Okay. Thank you very much. Creative Commons, like mentioned, provides licenses, that allow creators to share their work and on their own terms. So Creative Commons helps to further support open access, because now authors now feel comfortable with sharing their works, and then it's innovation and responsible reuse. But in the context of artificial intelligence, Creative Commons helps to determine how humans and machines can engage with creative works responsibly. Now, my next slide will show, I want to show you the different types of Creative Commons licenses. The first one is the CC0, and that's the image at the other side. Wherever you see any image that looks like this, that is the CC0, the Creative Commons 0. It means that work is in the public domain, okay? And it means that you can use it without necessarily giving credit, and then you can remix, you can even sell such materials. So usually works that are under copyright for a certain period, once that period elapses, such works becomes public. Anybody can engage with it. Another example of works that are in the public domain with CC0 is like our holy books, where you can translate, you can reuse, you can adapt, and whatever you want to do with it. So that is Creative Commons. One is the Creative Commons as the CC BY. Can anyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so the second one is the Creative Commons attribution. Here, you must give credit to the author. So when you see a content online and then you see this logo CC BY, it means that you must give credit to the author, and then you can remix the work and you can sell it, provided you assign attribution to the original creator. So this logo CC BY means that this work is licensed under Creative Commons attribution. Then the next one is the CC BY SA, which is Creative Commons Attribution Share Alike. Now, when you see this logo attached to a content online, it means that to use this content, you must give credit to the author. That is what the BY means, attribution. And then you can further remix the work, all right? But
We can't hear you, Dr. Fatima. Dr. Fatima, we can't hear you. I think we've lost Dr. Fatima, but we'll give her some few minutes. Dr. Fatima, we can't hear you.
I also can hear her too. Dr. Fatima, if you can hear us, we've never had a terrible experience like this before. We're so sorry, but things will get better once the interaction starts. And we have a couple of other panelists behind right here to engage us on the topic AI and knowledge economy. Thank you, Naomi. I hope you can hear me clearly.
Yes, I can.
Okay. So while we are trying to get in touch with Dr. Fatima and let her know we can hear her, Bayo, you could help me just put a WhatsApp call through to her. I would like for us to, if you're here right now, there's something we didn't do at the beginning. Please type your name and let us know where you're watching from. It's really important. We want to recognize you. And this is a recording. I would like, yeah, I see somebody like this. Friday says, I'm Friday from Okene, Nigeria. Just tell us your name and where you're watching from. It will help us know the widespread of this event. We'd like to recognize you while we wait for Dr. Fatima to come back on board. Yeah. Okay. So, or while you're doing that, I'm also going to make welcome Dr. Sotonye. Dr. Sotonye, is she here? And I'm also going to bring on board Dr. Ngozi and as well as Bayo. So, Bayo, good afternoon. Oh, yeah, it's almost afternoon. How are you doing today, Bayo? Hello, Bayo. Dr. Ngozi, good afternoon, ma'am.
For
Good
the
afternoon.
platform.
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I
Good
hear you
afternoon.
loud
Can you
and
hear me?
clear. Yes, I
The
hear you
digital
loud and
librarian, can you
clear.
hear me?
Yes, I hear everybody now. I hear everybody
Can you
now.
hear me too, Vesta? Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes,
Thank
I
you.
hear everybody. Yeah, thank you so much. So let's just get right into the purpose for this webinar. Dr. Fatima was to give us a foundation on copyright, but I would like us to ask a first question about knowledge ownership. So, Dr. Ngozi, if you could help us, how do we define knowledge ownership? Because the conversation we're going to be having today is a serious one about AI and monopoly, especially in academia. Now, how do we define knowledge ownership in the first place as people in academia or research? Let's start with that, Dr. Ngozi. Knowledge ownership.
Thank you very much. You can still hear me, right?
Loud
Okay.
and clear. Please go ahead.
Knowledge ownership. Wait. Okay. Knowledge ownership as whole means the originator, the creator, who lays claim to a particular information or knowledge or data. It's as if the property you are very sure that you bought, that this is yours. You can now claim ownership of this. This is my evidences that show that this property is yours. So the same goes with knowledge ownership. My knowledge. What makes it
Beautiful.
your knowledge?
Thank you.
Are you the originator? Are you the creator? If you can, ascertain and confirm all these, then that knowledge is yours. You can claim ownership. It's not stolen. It is yours by right,
Beautiful.
by whichever
Thank you.
way anyone wants to look at it. Yes. Thank you.
That's amazing. Now, Naomi, I don't know if you're there, but Dr. Ngozi has just given us a background, explaining to us what knowledge ownership is all about. If you agree with me, this question has been trending recently, and I would like to ask you, why is this topic so relevant right now? Why is it trending now more than ever? Why do you think everyone, and why do you think the International Open Access Week, they've decided for us to talk about who owns knowledge and talk about knowledge ownership? Why do you think so, Naomi?
Thank you, Sylvester. I'm in agreement with how Dr. Ngozi has defined knowledge ownership. And to answer your question, in this age, currently we are living in the age of AI, and AI is actually changing the entire definition that Dr. Ngozi has given. Because from her definition, knowledge ownership is who owns, who is the author. Yeah, but now AI is redefining that to who has control to that which somebody else created. So who owns is actually that person who controls the access. Because yes, you are the creator, but you cannot even access your own work, or you cannot even identify it. It has been redistributed, recomposed. So is it it's somehow not yours anymore. So it's about who has control. That who has control is actually the owner of that knowledge currently in the age of AI. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So I think we have Bayo back online, and Bayo is someone who has done a lot of research in AI. So, and Bayo, I would like to ask, in what ways do you think AI systems try to concentrate control over knowledge? How do you think AI systems, platforms, or like OpenAI, Anthropic, how are they concentrating control and over knowledge to, and is it even possible in the first place that AI can take control of our knowledge? Bayo.
Okay. I want to be sure you are hearing me.
Hello, Bayo. Please, did you get my
I
question? If you
don't seem
did,
to be
could you
hearing you.
please
Can you hear
respond?
me?
We can hear you, Bayo.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Bayo.
Bayo, please go
Yeah, I wouldn't
ahead. We
know.
can hear you.
All right, so let me just go on. All right, so the question you asked about how AI systems are taking control over our knowledge. Um, as users of AI systems, I'm quite very sure that we've seen a couple of times, couple of experiences and instances where we see many of these generative artificial intelligence platform and tools, you know, provides information that are, closed, or information that we question where is this originating from? Is it from some people's work?
Doctor, think about this question. Hello, Dr. Ngozi, are you there? Hello, Dr. Ngozi. Can you hear me?
So
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to find that it's even possible in the first place for AI to take control of knowledge, right? To concentrate control over knowledge, right? And how possible is that? And can this be disrupted by um, academics, by librarians? What role do you think we have to play in this?
Yes, like you, AI has knowledge because everything is now on the net. It's a global village, remember? That finds its way online. So in a way, AI has now human knowledge. AI is now kind of, running it and taking ownership, which should not be. But it's AI. It's faster. The speed is something you cannot even think of. It's beginning to take. But then, just like so many people now make use of AI in their writing, in whatever, in sense. I just hope everyone who sees AI should know this and know his or her. Yes, there are things libraries can do, to check this. This is one of the reasons libraries are there. Google can give you everything you need, but libraries give you the real information you need. So libraries have roles to play when it comes to, taking note of knowledge or curating knowledge that is suitable for every member of the community. Please know how to, generate the genuine info from AI, which is the reason whereby when you go to the library, they will give you the reason for information. You can make mistakes because AI can
Yeah.
give you something that's really true. So libraries have roles to play. To be honest, AI generated information can always be detected. There are apps. Hey, paper, this
That's true.
person submitted is AI generated. And once it's AI generated, it's no longer human generated. I mean, you cannot start. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I see a comment
Thank you,
from Dr.
Sylvester.
Fatima Abdudayan. She just made a very important question point here, and she said, sadly, internet connectivity is still an issue. How do we effectively own and communicate our knowledge when the infrastructure to support the communication, internet, as an infrastructure right now is not stable. Now, only few persons will understand what some of us go through in some parts of Africa, though, trying to make seamless streams. Now, some other parts of this presentation, we're going to talk about some of the bottlenecks that really impacts directly on our inability to even have the infrastructure in the first place to own knowledge. And Dr. Fatima has just stressed one of them. So I would like to bring someone on board from the University of Port Harcourt in Nigeria, Dr. Sotonye. And Dr. Sotonye, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Hello, Dr. Sotonye.
Yes, Sylvester, I can hear you. Please, can you give me
Now,
the chance to share my screen?
Dr.
I want to
Sotonye, I would
select.
like
I'm
to.
not seeing my PowerPoint slide.
Can you hear me, Dr. Sotonye? I would like to, before you give us your presentation, I would like to ask you a question about data ownership also. So, who should actually own research that are generated within Nigerian universities? I mean, should it be the researchers? Should it be the institution or the funder? Because I know in some institutions, let's even talk about publishing. Sometimes when the institution supports or sponsors you to publish a work, who owns that work? This is just an instance. So, but my general question is, who should own research data that is generated within African institutions? That's my question, Dr. Sotonye.
Okay, thank you, Sylvester. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, ma'am.
Okay. This is a very important question about data ownership. Who owns your data? Because ideally, you say everybody, I own my data because I generated it. But data ownership is something that has to be looked at very, very critically. We look at data ownership as multidimensional. Data ownership, yes, you as the creator of the data has right to the data, but do you actually own all the data? And my honest opinion is no. Ownership is the wrong single word question. The right question is, who bears legal responsibility? Who has day-to-day control? Who has rights to access and reuse? And who benefits? In practice, Nigerian universities should act as stewards. During my presentation, I'm going to tell what is data ownership, what is data owner, and what is data steward. So the university should act as stewards, researchers should act as custodians, while the funders' contractual conditions will always be respected. The community rights should also be protected by negotiated agreements. Ownership belongs to you. Who bears the responsibility? It belongs to the universities as custodians of that knowledge. And of course, if that knowledge is being funded by funders, their rights must be respected. Thank you. Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear, Dr.
Okay.
Satonye. I think you may proceed to your presentation, Dr. Satonye.
Okay, just a minute. My internet is also very erratic.
I'm sharing your screen already. Please just go ahead with your presentation, Doc.
Okay.
Dr. Sotonye, I'm sharing your screen already. Can you just go ahead with your presentation?
I'm having some network issues. I'm coming.
Did you hear me, Doc?
Yes, I heard you.
Please just go ahead with your presentation. Your screen is showing right now.
Okay. Please go to the next slide.
Can I say something? Why should he? Okay.
Yes, Doc.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Sylvester, next slide, or should I try to share? Next slide, Sylvester. Okay. So as I have been introduced, my name is Dr. Sotoyin Oji from the Donald EU Econ Library, University of Port Harcourt here in Nigeria. We're going to be looking at data ownership and open data management. And because I have been given limited time and we're fast behind schedule, we're going to be looking at who owns data, how can we open data responsibly, the ethical issues as it concerns the use of data, and the outlook on the future as regards innovation and integrity. Next slide, please. So this is the topic for contention. I mean, the subject of contention is who owns data, our data ownership. And I tried to explain it in 4 different roles. I said 4 different roles in data ownership and management. It's not just owning data that is important. We need to know how to manage the data we own. So who owns this data we claim to own? Now, there are 4 different layers of ownership. We have the data specialist. That is the topmost layer. The data specialists, I call them the support level. These are the hands-on professionals who work directly with data. They handle research and academic data, IT systems, and perform data analysis. Their work provides the foundation for all other data activities. When you come down that ladder, you see the data stewards. And I told you when I was trying to explain between data ownership and data stewards that they may be used interchangeably, but they are different. Data stewards are responsible for maintaining data quality on a day-to-day basis. They can document and log the data, ensuring it is accurate, consistent, and properly managed. Think of them as the data caretakers who make sure everything is recorded correctly. They are not the owners of data. They are just stewards. Then, who is the data owner? The data owner oversees how data is used and managed. It is the data owner that provides managerial and operational support, helping to ensure policies and procedures are followed. The data owner takes full responsibility for the data he or she has put out there. We now go down to the data executives. The data executives play a leadership role. They set the vision and strategy for data quality and overall governance. Their focus is on guiding researchers towards using data effectively and responsibly. In short, the pyramid shows that data ownership is a shared responsibility. From technical experts who handle the data daily, to those who use it, to define strategic directions. Each level supports the next to maintain strong data governance and quality. So data is a shared responsibility. The next slide, please. Still, next slide. So we have emerging data ownership models. In my last slide, I've said that we have the data stewards, we have the data stewards, we have the data owners, data specialists, data executives. But there are other emerging models that are in front of us. So data trusts appoint independent cooperatives that let members bargain collectively their personal data stores return technical skills to users. And these data trusts can also have cooperative members that bargain collectively to gain ownership, because ownership and multiple ownership. There are different ways someone can own. You can own the data, somebody manipulates it, somebody interprets it and bring it out and as his own data. So you may have a single owner data and you have multiple people having access or claiming ownership of a data. Personal data stores are also an emerging ownership models, especially in this age of AI, where people can decide to train AI models with their research data, and they put this research data in data stores. And of course, each model skills is important, because what they do is you give your consent, and of course, you should ensure that that is for sharing, benefiting the research population. How do we open data responsibly? Opening data responsibly. First, what is open data? Open data refers to data that is freely available for everyone to access, to use, and to share, often with a license, just as Dr. Fatih has already told us. A license that allows for its reuse and its redistribution, promoting transparency and innovation. Open data is a way to make research more ethically transparent and sustainable through visibility and reusability. So when you want to use open data, when you want to make your data open, you have to prepare that your data first. You have to open data drives through innovation, transparency, and oversight. Data sets can be given a digital identifier. Use open licenses when you are preparing to open your data. Dr. Fatih has told us about the CCBY and the rest. You have to use them. And of course, you will need FAIR principles to guide you. The FAIR principles is your data must be findable, it must be accessible, it must be reusable, and of course, it must be able to integrate between systems. This steers access and helps harm, because when you open your data, it will pass through these processes, these FAIR principles, so that you'll be able to open it very well. For you to open, there are 3 keys which you should try to get when you are opening your data. There are 3 setting keys. You need to make your data simple while you're trying to open it. Keep it simple, engage early and engage often, and of course, address any common fears or misunderstanding that may arise from that your data you are sharing. Next slide, please. Next slide. Okay, now when we are talking about data ownership and data management, we need to talk about, once you have opened up your data, you have to have the ethics of data use. These are the principles, consents, or the fairness, transparency, and integrity that comes with the use of open data. The sourcing of that data should create fairness and awareness. It should be free of bias. And of course, it should pass through audits to make sure that that data is authentic and the way it is supposed to be from its creation to its termination throughout the data life cycle. Of course, the fair use should provide explainability, opt-out and correction channels. You should be able to put channels for people to be able to correct your data. And of course, if you are using the data, you should be able to give feedback to the to the owner of that data. Using that data ethically will definitely enhance your research and of course, help everybody in the research chain. Next slide, please. So for us to be using open data, we need to manage the data that is open. It is important that it is managed. Open data management is a planning for the proper, methodologically accurate, ethical, and efficient gathering of data. Its safe storage and appropriate labeling for sharing in an environment that can be shared in different formats. Data management, open data management ensures reliable verifications of results and permits new and innovative research built on existing information. Open data management requires the appropriate and timely creation of an open data management plan. So if you want to make your data open as a nation, in institutions, as research bodies, we need to have a management plan. Before you even start telling researchers to open their data, there must be a plan in place, because open data sharing is the heart of academic research and an essential prerequisite for transparency, reproducibility, and trustworthiness of research results. Open data sharing is also in the interest of research founders to stimulate new research and develop through data re-evaluation and reuse. So an important precondition for data sharing is good data management. There should be an uninterruptible and auditable chain of information, from reagents to raw data to publication. We are talking about data in its entirety. We are not just talking about data when you go to do research and you get data. That is not the data. We are talking about data in all ramifications. It may be wherever you are producing data. Whatever you do, you are producing data. So data management helps us to put all these things together, because in the age of AI, just as we have declared, there has to be governance in action. We have to set clear, specific rules so that people will know exactly what they want to do and how they have to do it. There has to be frameworks that has to be in place that defines purpose, that defines how wide that data is going to reach, and show that it is accountable. Yes, I'm running on. Go on, just move on. Next slide. Okay, now for this framework, we need a participatory decision making that includes, builds, and encourage. It includes all the citizens, marginalized groups, and experts. Of course, it will build on legitimacy and align data with community priorities. When you take data from the community, you have to align the data with the priorities of the community. And of course, you should encourage inclusion and trust. If you hide your data away, you tend to make people not to trust you. Let it open so that people can look at what you are doing, see if they can build on it, and of course, you have trust in the research process. Go ahead. Now, universities in Nigeria should set accountability mechanisms, data protection officers that will be able to make sure that this policy works. We have very beautiful policies. We have the Nigerian Data Protection Policy, but are these policies being implemented? That is the question we need to ask ourselves. We need to get whistleblowers of oversight bodies that are going to start looking at people that default and tell them and get them to know that what they are doing is wrong, and not just telling them, but take actions against them so that people will learn from it. Strengthen our legal and social enforcement of ethical codes is also very important in Nigeria. We need to strengthen our legal and social enforcement so that we can be held accountable for our own data. Next slide, please. You went too fast. There was one before this. Okay, the future outlook. We're trying to look at the future with innovation and integrity at the heart, where we are going to be using emerging tools. There are a lot of emerging tools, federated analysis, synthetic data, differential privacy, that is going to help us in the future. We are going to be looking at ethics that will reduce the bias.
We can't hear you, Dr. Sotonye. Dr. Sotonye, we can't hear you.
This has really been a very insightful presentation, and I knew that we were not going to get anything, but I didn't expect anything less from what Dr. Sotonye has just delivered. She's an expert in this area when it comes to open access, open science, and this has really been an insightful presentation. And there's a question that has been burning in my mind to ask her, and I know she'll join us back shortly, but Dr. Fatima is here. Dr. Fatima, I don't know, can I ask you a question? Hello, Dr. Fatima.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now, with all that we are learning about open science, about data, and then about ownership, please, what do you think? Don't you think there are risks with us putting our data out there? And what is this misconception about open science and open publishing? And then, because I know there are some scholars who would rather publish in journal with publishers closed access. Not they wouldn't want to they wouldn't want to publish in platforms that are open. They prefer closed access platforms, and they feel those are the high impact platforms. I don't know if you've experienced misconceptions like this and how you'd like to clarify this.
Okay, thank you very much. I just hope that the network will not pull me off as usual. It's not a good time for us here in Nigeria, network-wise. Okay, thank you for the question. First, before I tackle the misconception, let me first address the issue that knowledge is actually it should be seen and handled as a public good. By the time we see knowledge as something that is supposed to drive our development, something that we should give back to the community so that at least everybody can have access to it and policymakers can have easy access to it, and we can also leverage such open data for our national development. By the time we have that perception and understanding, then opening our data ethically and within limits, okay, will not be an issue. Now, this concern of I don't want to leave my data open because I don't want someone else to take it or use it without my permission, these concerns are being taken care of. First, we have copyright. That's the first level of protection. You own your copyright. So even if you leave it open, the ownership of copyright still belongs to you as the creator, or in other formats that you're interacting with the data, like Dr. Sotonye presented. Then the next layer of protection for content that are online, including our data, is the Creative Commons licensing. You get to further tell the public, machines, humans, reusers, secondary users, how you want them to use your content, how you want them to use your data. So if you don't want anyone to remix your work, you just want them to use it as it is, there is a Creative Commons license that you get to invoke on such things. And if anyone use your data contrary to how you have stipulated the usage, then such use is liable to legal prosecution. And Creative Commons licenses, they're actually supported, by there's a legal backing to it, both international law, even national law, like the Nigerian Data Protection Act. That is, well, they are trying to put it in place. I know it's working. The agency is really working to ensure that the policies are enforceable and they are implementing it. And then there are even international laws beyond what we have in Nigeria. So licenses are there to tell your users how you want them to interact with your work. So the fear of I don't want another person to use it is actually out of it. It's no longer, that is not the issue right now. Then the second
Yeah.
one question that you raised is about some authors preferring to still publish in closed access. Well, it's funny. I mean, I think for us in the academia, most of the, from my experience and interactions with researchers, most of them do that because of their quest for impact factors, citations, maybe promotion requirements, and all that. And then, of course, there are institutions that would even specifically tell you that they want you to publish in journal A, B, C, because that is what they would consider for promotion, right? Now, globally,
Mm.
there's this call for the need for us to have a research assessment reforms. And that means that we need to redirect the way we assess our research. We need to redefine impact. Is citation count really translating to impact in our community? Is having 10,000 citations synonymous to how well your researches have impacted even your immediate community? So there is this call for shift from measuring research quantitatively to qualitatively. Now, if you want your research to be impactful qualitative wise, closing it behind paywall and then restricting people that would use your research for a better life, putting it behind paywall will limit that. Then there would be no development. And remember that we don't even have the fund to pay for this kind of research to be open access in the first place. Okay, because when you want to publish in closed access platform, the only reason they would accept your publication is if you agree to cede your copyright to these commercial publishers. And because you are coming from an institution that is laying so much emphasis on impact factor, okay, publishing in certain Q1, Q2 journals that are mostly closed access, you agree to cede your copyright to them. So eventually, of course, you get your promotion, but then when you go back to even download your article, it becomes an issue. And if they allow you to download, they give you rules. You must conform where you cannot share, you cannot put it here, you cannot put it there. Except for few that are still running, say, green open access or the gold open access, where there's still some semblance of openness to your output. So why should we generate data from our local community from Nigeria, and then you analyze the data, you don't even take your findings back to the people that you got the data from? Where is the knowledge
Mm.
dissemination? And that is why there will continue to be this digital divide. How do we develop our nation when the true data that reflects our situation are locked behind paywall simply because we have refused to embrace open access? We would rather publish closed access where you yourself cannot even have access to your findings. You see, so there's this knowledge monopoly, there's this colonization that we just need to move away from. And that's why even the global north, there are voices coming from there. They are supporting the fact that we need to open our knowledge. And this thing is
Yeah.
so serious for us from Africa, because we are the one that is always complaining of this digital divide, but we are not ready to
Exactly.
close it. We still continue patronizing these people, publishing in closed access platforms, and then the government is even finding it difficult to access such findings. And the interesting thing is, by the time they come up with statistics, they tell you that Africans are not publishing. Why would they not say
Yeah.
we are not publishing when we keep locking up our
Yeah.
knowledge
Yeah.
ourselves?
Because
So
yeah.
conclusively, we need to have a
Mm.
change of mindset. We need to embrace open access. Embracing open access is one of the numerous ways that we can truly reclaim ownership of the data that we generate. We can truly reclaim our knowledge and use it to develop our community. Thank you very much.
In fact, Dr. Fatima, you have hit the nail in the part where we really want it heated, because this was the reason why why we decided to host this webinar. We really need to talk about these issues. Now, I don't overemphasize the points Dr. Fatima has raised, but Dr. Sotonye, yeah, I believe you can hear me. I want to ask you a question. Now, I see comments in the comment section. We are coming to all your comments. We'll feature all your comments, and if you have questions, just put them there, and the panelists, they will take us. Now, Doc, I want to ask, why do you think this issue persists? Because now Dr. Fatima has emphasized that we need to build our own knowledge. The era of thinking that closed journals or closed access is where the high impact is passing away already. But you would agree with me that most of our institutions, when you publish in our local journals, for instance, your departmental journal, when some of the professors, some of the scholars, they don't even publish in these local journals. They look out there in these foreign-based journals, not Springer, if it's not Sage, they are not publishing there. Dr. Sotonye, what do you have to say about this? And what are examples of African-based open access platforms that we should consider publishing in? Dr. Sotonye.
Okay, great question. So for us as Nigerians and Africans to be out there, for our research to be seen and be known, one of the practical tensions of open science is how to make data maximally useful while preserving the rights, agency, and legitimate claims of contributors, which are the researchers, institutions, funders, and communities. So for us to be able to be there where we ought to be, there has to be high-level design principles. We as researchers need to, just as Dr. Fatima said, we need to adopt FAIR principle, findable, accessible, interoperable, usable principles for technical discoverability. That is our problem. We don't have the technical base for discoverability, and we keep complaining. So as African journals, why are we leaving our African journals to go elsewhere to publish? It is simple. They are not discoverable. So we need to create platforms where these journal articles where we publish can be discoverable, so that wherever
So, I'm sorry to interrupt you, Doc. We've been hearing about these are not discoverable for a long time. What should our African journals, my institution's departmental journal, what should to make it discoverable, to make it of high quality and respected by and respected globally? What should we do actually?
Yes, it's just the same thing we are talking about. For you to be accepted globally, your platforms, the technicalities have to be open. It has to be open for scrutiny. It has to be open for scrutiny so that people will come in and see what you are doing. Who are your editors? Get foreign editors, if possible, to come and mix with the local editors, so that when it is assessed, it will meet the standard. Some of us hide behind mediocrity. That is the truth. If you want us to be recognized, then you have to make the system open for scrutiny. People should be able to come and scrutinize what you are doing. That is the only way we can get recognition we need.
Dr. Ngozi, please, can you speak to this? Are there other things you think we can do to make African repositories, to make African publishing system to be respected and to be of high quality? Yeah. Is there something you'd like to add to this?
Yes. Thank you very much, Sylvester. I think you can hear me, right? Good.
Loud and clear.
Just like Sotonye said, some of our local journals are not online. And for those in the academia, they need online visibilities of their research papers to be promoted. Many of them rush to publishers and to journals have high impact factor. and that have online visibilities. So line, there is need to issue DOI to the articles. We help the scholars' work to be visible. When we have content standard in the review, in the editing, and then such journals will be recognized, like Agile. You know, Agile is recognized. I think Agile is Agile has Agile is under Scopus, if I'm not making a mistake. Other journals should emulate that. It's just that sometimes a journal may have it in introduction that it comes out in a year, but you will see just once a year or even once in 2 years. So these things are journals. For your journal to be included, must meet up with certain ethics and standards. The length of even the editors must be, the editors are checked. The duration, the frequency is checked. Even you see some articles in some of the local journals are not well edited. Say that, but that is true. Some journals, some editors, I don't know whose role it is. Some of the works are not properly edited, and these are the things that set apart from the other. When all the local journals can be accessed online, we are taking the right steps to making them to be acceptable. And down here in Nigeria and Africa, will be proud, very proud, to publish their works in such journals. When there are limitations, we keep on running away to these other journals. Not that they like it when they're closed. Myself, I don't like it. Do not like it either. Because what is the essence of publication when nobody sees? It's of no use. Everybody wants it to be seen. But because of some technicalities, on where it may not work to be seen. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to let you know that we still have minutes before we close this webinar, and we want to take questions now in comment section now. But let's quickly look at copyright, and then we'll come back to Naomi and Bayo. Let them share their thoughts. But I want to hear from Dr. Fatima again, because from the comments in the comment section, for instance, if you see what this person is saying, Dan Remeneyi says, I think it is publishing rights that we should care about, right? Indeed, usage rights that we don't need to worry about. We shouldn't worry about usage rights, but about publishing rights. Now, the way I would like to ask is, Dr. Fatima, how do common licenses protect content that artificial intelligence generates? You would agree with me that AI repurposes licensed content. Now, yes, AI assumes it's in open source, so it scrapes the internet and then gets the information and pushes it in your face, rephrases it, and then we use that content. Now, you talked so much about Creative Commons. How does Creative Commons licenses mitigate against the use or misuse of scholarly efforts through the content it spews out for people? Dr. Fatima.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sylvester. All right, so first, let us understand that AI is a tool, right? And then Creative Commons are applicable to works that are created by humans. So if a content is on the public domain and there is no CC license attached to it, or it is CC0, then there's no issue with AI repurposing such materials. But there will now be issue if a work is, say, non-derivative, for instance, CC by non-derivative, and then AI is now taking that content in its entirety and remixing it and repurposing it and then bringing out something new. Now, there's a lot of debate on this issue online. Some persons are of the opinion that if AI takes a work and then remix, repurpose, reuse for the common good, as in the output of that reuse is for everybody to also use it with no commercial intent, then AI still, the usage of AI falls within what is known as the fair use. That is the fair use. Fair use means you use it as fairly, ethically, and responsibly as possible, and you should also be able to contribute to public good. Okay, but there are issues, there are times where AI picks a copyrighted work or even a work in public domain, but then they reuse it, they use it to develop machines and solutions and all that, and then they put it behind paywalls. You have to pay to use such things. That is an ongoing debate. But then the question now is, who are you going to sue? Are you going to sue AI? Who will fight the battle? Okay, so now there's what they call CC Commons, Creative Commons signals. Now that is like an advancement on the normal Creative Commons licensing that is applicable to human generated content. But now that we are now talking of AI interacting with data and interacting with both raw data from humans and even the ones that are generated by similar machines, CC Signals is a social contract that is now trying to close that gap and reach like a compromise between what is legally acceptable for AI to use out of content that are online and what AI cannot use. All right. So how I want to conclude this way, that we first need to understand that whatever you put online, as long as there's no clear statement on how people, including machines, should interact with your content, there's a little to how you can have control or fight for your rights over such content. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so Naomi, please, there's a question someone is asking right now. I think this is Stanley Okeria for. Stanley wants to know, how do you ensure that your data are not falsified or changed in the course of usage? For instance, I think what he's trying to say is, let's say you've published your content and then somebody misinterprets it or misrepresents it. Says, how do you ensure that your data are not falsified? Is that something beyond your control, or is it possible for you to control this? This is Stanley's question.
Okay. Thank you, Stanley, for your question. I think there is a challenge currently in trying to maybe proof your work for such falsification and misinterpretation, especially
Or is it possible for you to control this? This is Stanley.
Yes, Stanley.
Please
Okay.
go ahead.
Okay.
We can hear you, Naomi, please.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that it might be very difficult to ensure that your data is not falsified because we have AI. AI can mix your work, remix, and not even give credit. So that is one challenge that we are having with AI actually remixing our work, courtesy of fair use, because that is how AI pegs how it remixes works and actually even just surpasses all other Creative Commons or even copyright issues. But then again, a question that has been posed by the previous speakers is on the responsibilities. Who is responsible for this? If you were to pursue maybe such, who do we pursue? You want to take someone to court. Who are you taking to court? Is it the particular AI? Is it Google? Is it Microsoft? Or is it the algorithm themselves or the developers? So that becomes a challenge, and that's why we are talking about coming up with repositories. Yeah, as African, I've had interesting talks about people wanting to publish in high impact journals, and apparently, and funny enough is that those who want us to publish, they do not publish in the African journals. They want to run to the high impact journals that are indexed through Scopus. But then again, I have a question to ask. I mean, the system is very corrupt also. because the focus is on visibility rather than value. And of course, the paper can be cited so many times, but did that research really help a community? If it did and it made changes, then I think that is the highest impact we are talking about. Yeah, your work can be cited so many times, but then again, did it help the community? For example, you did a research on rural areas of a particular country, but if that research is not helping the community itself, regardless of how many citation or how many impact factor that paper is attracting, then I don't think it is of any value. I think we need to first change the system. If we are able to change the system, and even as African, if we are able to change that narrative, that is, it's about visibility rather than impact. Because what is impact? What is impact in real sense? Is it how many times the paper has been cited, or impact that research made to a community, a particular community? Are you helping your local community, or are you looking for visibility globally? Or you care about, or maybe we care, researchers, me being one of them, we care about citations from different parts of the country. I think that does not really define the true value and true impact of a research. So I think it starts with us. We need to walk the talk. Yeah, and walk the
Yeah.
talk is commitment. So the
Yes.
technology is there, but are we committed? Are we ready to walk that talk and be committed? It's about partnership, like Dr. Fatima said. Ownership is about partnership. No individual really can say I own knowledge. It's about all of us actually partnering, and we owe it to the community that we collect data from. We owe it to the publishers, we owe it to the institutions, we owe it to the funders, we owe it to ourselves. So it's a partnership. So once we recognize that we are in this together, all of us, then we can come up with a system that actually encourages openness, and even come up with policies that guard our knowledge against such misinterpretation.
Hello, Lamology. Are they fine now?
Dr.
Yes,
Sutoye,
yes.
please mute your mic. Dr. Sutoye, please mute your mic.
Yeah, that's my take, Sylvester.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, thank you so much. You treated a couple of issues that were also even bothering my mind. I, I want to ask Dr. Sutoye, are you here? There's a final question I'd like to ask you. I know you have other engagements, but I'd like to ask you a question about ownership. Dr. Sutoye, are you with us? Hello, Dr. Sutoye. Okay. It seems Dr. Sutoye is not here with us. So let me go back to Dr. Sutoye. Can you hear me now? See, Dr. Ngozi, please, let's just take this question from Tijani. He says, to what extent is it permissible to use AI for research guidance? What extent is it permissible to use AI for research guidance? And what are the potential implications for the credibility of the study? Oh my, I hope she heard me. I don't know if it's my internet. Can you hear me now?
Hello, Sylvester. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear me?
Dr. Ngozi, did
Yes,
you
I
get the
can.
question?
I can hear you.
It's on the screen.
You not get
Yes.
the question, please. Repeat
The
your
question on the
question.
screen, please.
On the screen.
Yeah.
To what extent is it permissible to use AI for research?
It's on the screen,
And what
please.
are the potential implications for the credibility study? Come to state. I can see that. Can you hear me? Can I get heard?
Yes,
Can you
yes, we
hear
can
me?
hear you, Doctor. Yes, loud and clear.
Yeah. AI, okay, like I said earlier, and scholars, students in AI, for work and other things. You cannot run away from it. But then is this: when AI does the research for you, by you contribute nothing. You cannot claim ownership of that. Claim ownership of that knowledge because it is not really yours. So just like when you use AI, try to bring it down. You can paraphrase citations, it's your own, adapt it, change it. Don't use AI 100%. Don't just copy and paste and make them as yours. It is machine generated. It is not your own. So these are the implications. And you know what? Do you know that many works, even MS and other students' projects, cancelled because they are found to be AI generated? These are some of you cannot own what does not belong to you. So it is good to use that when you are using AI. That way you can claim ownership. And let me add something else. Just like Madam Nomi said, there are many people that can work. That's why even why you want to publish in some journals to give acknowledgement, they will ask you who funded this. They will ask you who are the contributors. All these people can claim ownership of a work. It's not just only you. Of course, that is. So there is need for you to include all these people, contributors, even recent. You acknowledge these people, even your institutions. This will help so that when the work is finally out in the open, we know that there are other people that helped in making this happen. It's very we know this. Thank you. Is Sylvester there?
I think he's not. Thank you, Dr. Lee, for that. Maybe as we wait for Sylvester, I want just to throw in a teaser just to disrupt the discussion and maybe make it a debate. Let me give a live example. A live example of so many households nowadays have helpers or assistants. Yeah. So these assistants, they are called, here we call them domestic managers. Yeah. And we bring them on board just to help. Thank you, Sylvester. Welcome back. But let me finish my teaser here. I just want to throw everyone off guard. I'm talking about domestic managers as assistants in so many households. Of course, they work through the guidance of the madam of the house. Yeah, they're just there to assist with some few tasks and with the guidance. And sometimes they become accustomed to, they get used to how the house runs. So they know this is supposed to be done at this time. This is supposed to be here. This is when the kids are supposed to feed. And then with time, you don't have to give them instruction. They have learned. We have trained them. So we fed them with data that over time they have now learned our system and how the house runs. So with time, you don't have to give them instruction. They already know. So in that case, who is the madam of the house? Just a teaser. Sylvester, over to you. We can't hear you, Sylvester. And maybe Dr. Ngozi can maybe react to that and any other person.
Sorry, I was just saying, as much as I would love to respond to that teaser, who's now the madam of the house. I'd like for us you could just put your comments in the comment section. Let us know who is now the madam of the house. And because we have to wrap up this webinar in the next few minutes. And while appreciating everyone who has joined us, from different parts of the world. We say thank you for joining us and thank you for your understanding about the infrastructure failure that had interrupted our stream today. So I would like to ask a question that aligns with what Madalitso Blessing is asking a question, and it was a question I was going to ask Dr. Sotonye, but I believe Dr. Fatima is still around to take this question. So, Dr. Fatima would like to know how safe is the data we put on AI-based platforms, right? For instance, this person is asking her question in two ways. I was going to ask the question based on the conversations we have with this model. We train this model with data, and now this person is asking, how do we feel safe with our research data deposited in AI-based computing repositories? For instance, Amazon is number one, Google Cloud, and then Microsoft Azure. So what do you think, and how would you respond to this, Dr. Fatima?
Okay, thank you very much. Even though I would advise that you keep your data in your repository, because Amazon Web Services, Google Cloud, Microsoft Azure platforms, they are all third-party repositories. And remember, before you upload your work on it, there's what they call terms and agreements, which most of us don't really read it. We just click I agree, and then we release our data on those platforms. So I am sure that usage, reuse, and then maybe for advertisement, for training models and whatever, probably it might be embedded somewhere in that terms and agreement or not. So before you upload, you need to be careful. You need to understand the rules that guides the platform, because they will make it explicitly clear, even though it might be hidden in maybe page 1005 out of 2000, but I'm sure it will be stated somewhere how your data will be treated if you agree to upload on their repository. So if it is stated somewhere that by uploading your data, then you are giving them permission to use part of your data to train their AI or whatever, then if that happens later in the future, then you cannot hold them liable for using that. But then I still believe that your data is safe on these repositories. It is relatively safe. Because you have the fact that it's on the cloud gives you more rest of mind that you have it as a backup. However, you should still consider depositing it on your institutional repository where the ownership is clearly defined. And if anything happens at this, you'll have your institution, to hold on to and all that. Yeah, so that would be my response to that.
Yeah. So let me add to this. It's still a question, but I would like for us to share for our audience. Now, this theme, who owns knowledge, AI and knowledge monopoly, it's all coming because everybody's worried, and everybody wants ownership. Everybody also wants to be seen. Now, everybody wants to be acknowledged for their work. I want to ask our panelists, please, what accountability frameworks do you think should be in place to govern how AI mediates between their scraping, how they get the information that they spill out to us? And what do you think should be some governing frameworks or mechanisms that should exist, even institutions in our own you talked about us building our own repositories. What measures should we put on ground in a way that even if AI scrapes and collects data from these repositories, there is still some attribution to the actual owners of this work? I would like for each facilitator to comment on this, and then we'll take one comment from the comment section and we'll call it a day. Perhaps Dr. Ngozi, you can go first for maybe 1 or 2 minutes.
All right. Thank you. Yes, thank you. Just like someone in the chat, the person said, it's about time we start suing AI. And I laughed. That's a very comment. AI has taken over everything. Yeah. But then there is something that is bugging me. Does AI respect creative months? I want to ask Dr. Fati that. I'm not really ascertain. Does AI respect Creative Commons? Does, then I think Creative Commons is the best way to prevent a kind of distorting how it doesn't really give what one put in. Sometimes it distorts the real knowledge, the real thought it brings from here, brings from that, mix everything together. So if CC can actually control AI from touching someone's work, I think is a good step from. I don't know if there is a tool that prevents AI from
Yeah,
going
thank you.
the things is online. So that's a very good step if
Thank you.
that can be controlled. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll get to Dr. Fatima. She'll respond to all this, but let's go to Naomi. Naomi, before you respond to this, just answer this person's question. I think it's a simple and direct question. The person wants to know who owns the content generated by AI. Let's say I take AI's work and then I use it. The person is asking who owns that work. Is it me who has prompted that work? Or is it the AI, or is it the source of that AI? Who owns the content? Naomi.
This question takes me back to my teaser. Who is the madam of the house? Who gave instructions? Who trained that domestic worker in the first place? But then again, what AI gives us is data collected. AI is trained, and it's trained on the data collected from different sources. So we feed AI, different people provide data that is used to actually train this AI. So in as much as we cannot actually say the author of this work is so and so because it's a machine that actually came up with that work, but just like what we do when we are coming up with a paper, yeah, only that we are human, that is the only difference. We have to consult different papers or different scholarly work, and the only difference is that we acknowledge where we got the sources. So we are combining different sources to make our own paper. So that's why we were saying we are a partner. But in the regard of an AI, it's a machine. So sometimes it will misinterpret some of this information taken from different sources that are actually not even open source. So in that case, is the owner.
All right.
I'm still
Okay,
getting back
so
the question.
thank you. Thank you. Dr. Fatima will give her comments on this and we will wrap it up. But just for your teaser, a couple of people have given responses, but let me spotlight Gideon's response for you. Gideon says quite a wise analysis as it answers all other questions emanating and not the assist. I hope you've gotten some responses to your questions. So, Dr. Fatima, please could you help us wrap up this interactive session?
The madam of the house remains the same. Oh. I agree. Not the
Dr.
assistant
Fatima,
taking over the.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. For the AI governance, well, what we do in my institution is we try to acknowledge the fact that we cannot take AI away from research and then from doing what we do, as researchers. So we just try to put a kind of a policy in place, that kind of tells you the how you should use AI responsibly, and you must also declare the part of your work that is AI generated and how you used that AI. For instance, if you use AI for idea generation, okay, you need to acknowledge that, oh, I used Copilot so version so day to get this particular part of my work, or you used it for your chapter 3 for data collecting data or designing your instrument. But there are some parts in your research that you are not allowed to report that you use AI for that. Example, in translating the data, collecting data from the field, or even presenting the findings. You are not allowed to use AI to start giving recommendations. We want to see your human self, in your work. So what we do is we try to set up a committee in charge of that. We have a policy that guides the responsible use of AI, and they also ensure that whatever you're submitting, your thesis, your dissertations, your project, you should be open to declare what part of your work you use AI and what exactly you use it for, and the name of the AI, possibly the prompt that gave you that response. So it's just about being open about your use of artificial intelligence. So universities are coming up with different kinds of governance and framework to guide responsible and ethical use of AI in research. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. So at this point, I would like to say a very big thank you to all our attendees. I'm about to share.
We've lost you, Sylvester. Oh no, we've lost Sylvester, but yeah, he's back.
Okay.
Okay, he's back.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay, so I was saying a big thank you. I don't know if you can see my screen. I'm going to be sharing the attendance link right now. So I wanted to say a big thank you to everyone who has contributed to this conversation. Now, one thing is clear here, that there is need for us to actually patronize and also build our own local platforms and repositories. And Dr. Fatima also came in the area of talking about what we need to do regarding copyright. She exposed us to Creative Commons and some of the nitty-gritties about that. And Dr. Sotonye, in her own part, explain to us what data ownership and management is actually all about. And we cannot overemphasize the need for us to apply caution in our use of artificial intelligence models. And what I'm going to let us know is, after this event, we are going to publish a sort of a communique that does a thorough summary of everything that we've discussed here today, and we'll publish it in one of these open source platforms, able to go through and use. Everybody, Dr. Fatima, please, can you post the survey link in the comment section? Can you do that for us?
Let me get it and drop it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, please. And also, we'll be sending this to your emails. We'll be sending all this to your emails. So while that is going on, I'm just going to come to the comment section and to see if there are other comments that we did not take. Yeah, I see Adum Library saying thank you. Ayuba, I think everybody's just saying thank you right now. So then Titilayo, yeah, so it's thank you. We're seeing in the comment section. I just want to say thank you to everybody. And for those of you who stayed to this time, thank you for your understanding, regardless of the internet challenge we experienced at the beginning of this event. You stayed through. Thank you so much for being here. And we're going to post LIBSENSE website for Dr. Fatima. Would you like to talk a little bit about LIBSENSE and the work you do in open access?
Okay. So LIBSENSE Nigeria is a group of early career researchers from institutions in Nigeria. And what we do is we promote conversations around open access and open science adoption. And then we also champion policy discussions, with stakeholders, with university leadership, with institutions leadership, not just university. And then recently, there's a call for the expansion of the group. Currently, we are just 8 from 7 institutions in Nigeria, and then people are really showing interest to join the movement. And the call for expansion is out, and it will close by 31st of October. I'll drop the link in the comment section. Please, if you are interested in joining us, please click on that link and apply. And if you want to see some of the efforts over the years that we've been doing, please just type LIBSENSE ECR Nigeria. I'll also drop the link in the chat box. Type LIBSENSE. LIBSENSE is a LIB, then SENSE. LIBSENSE is a WACREN initiative. So just type in LIBSENSE Nigeria and then ECR, or just LIBSENSE Nigeria. You will see our stories and how we've been able to champion conversations around open science in Nigeria and in Africa. Thank you very much, Sylvester.
Thank you. I think I saw some comments. Some people are saying it's just like we are trying to close the meeting and somebody says no. I saw a big no. The person says no. I asked the question. So please, let's give this person an opportunity. I'm trying to search for the question, so we take that question. But then, Naomi, what do you think about, what advice do you have for this person? The person says, I use AI for business proposals and findings. So it's not just for academia. So this person is most likely not a researcher. So what recommendation or advice would you have for this person who uses AI to write perhaps business proposals and other work, perhaps analysis? What recommendation would you give to this person?
I think for business, there is one goal: it's to make profit. And when you want to make profit, you have to be competitive. Yeah. So, and to be innovative, business strategies have proven to use AI for that. So if you want to stick to the traditional ways of doing proposals and your competitors are using AI and hacking it, then you have a problem. You will close shop by the following day. So AI for innovation is a very big tick. Otherwise, you will close shop by evening. If you can't beat them, you join them. And like DL, you always say that AI will actually will not take anyone's job or even be a threat to any business. It's actually those who are resistant to its use that will go down. So you join in the chorus for you to
Yeah.
survive in business. That is business.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. So I'll leave it here while we take a final comment from Dr. Ngozi. Dr. Ngozi, considering everything we've discussed today, can we just reflect on the theme for this gathering, AI and knowledge monopoly? What would you like everyone that lives here today to not forget about this webinar? Let's hear from you, Mark.
All right. AI is good. Almost limits when using AI, especially those in the academic environment. You must know your limits. Again, I've seen where people used AI for grant application and then for fellowship, something like that, and they were because the review stated that they used AI, that what they needed was their human intelligence. So why AI is good, but why using it limit? Know what the people are using it for once before you use it. Again, for the who owns the knowledge, like I say, there are many people, a particular knowledge. It may not necessarily be the author. There are around it that contributed in one way or the, especially when it's indigenous knowledge. There's no time to discuss that. But when it comes to indigenous knowledge, there are so many people involved. Was it the grandma or the elderly person in the village that gave you the story? Was it the person that published it, or was it the person that shared? So there are, when it comes to knowledge knowledge and knowledge ownership, it has some intricacies depending.
Thank you. So, Naomi, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Yeah, I'm aware you are hosting a webinar next week. So, Naomi, please, can you just tell them a little about yourself and the program we are having next week? So let's just invite this audience who is watching right now so that they can join us for this event coming up next week. Just use the next 30 seconds to introduce this event.
Okay, thank you very much. My name is Naomi Mwaura, and I'm a head librarian at Boma International Hospitality College. The beautiful logo behind me is our institution. We are currently one of the leading hospitality institutions in Kenya. And next week, we have the pleasure of continuing today's conversation, but this time round, now talking about the AI over your mind. Dr. My colleagues have talked a lot about who owns the knowledge and also having to use AI for different things, be it academic or in business proposal. So our question is, between your mind and AI, who is in control? Yeah, who is in control of the feeds that you get? Most of the time we are online, we search something, and the next time you're there, you find something similar to what you were searching yesterday, but in a different platform. So who is this stalker that keeps following you in different social medias, different websites? So we are talking about who owns, who is responsible of our feeds. So the theme is the theme of the UNESCO Media and Information Literacy is Minds Over AI. And our question is your brain versus the algorithm. And therefore, who is responsible? Who is in charge of your feed? So that is the question we'll be asking. And we have our dear digital librarian who will be giving us an answer to that and actually telling us how we can take control. We don't have to always get swayed away by AI, by different feeds, because they can follow us and know what we like searching. Yeah, yesterday we were looking for a nice bag, and then today we are doing research, but then a nice bag pops up there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. So, Naomi, a lot of people are asking for the link to register for this webinar coming up next week. So please, if you can drop the link in the comment section now before we
Yes, I'm doing it now.
be nice.
Yes.
Also, if you can post it in our Upskill community, that will also be nice. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard her. Today, I'm just the moderator. My business was to moderate the conversation today. And I just pray, I don't know how you'd rate me. I hope I did well in moderating this session. But next week, you get to hear me talk for at least 1 hour, 30 minutes. I'll be talking about minds over artificial intelligence. I'm going to be talking about how the algorithms are exploiting us, how sometimes our brains, some of us are losing our own creativity, and what we can do about all this. I'll be talking about this next week, so do well to register for that event. So once again, I'd like to say thank you to everybody who has participated in this event, and goodbye till we see you in the attendance form, and we'll share with you your certificates. Do have a great day. Oh,
Thank you.
I see
Goodbye.
Bayo, hi, Bayo.
Bye.
Bayo, we can't hear you. I just wanted to say bye.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes, just say a word. There are
Can you
still
hear me
about
now?
100 people, 170 persons are still watching. So quickly say something before they run away.
All right, I am very convinced that everybody has learned something today, and a lot of recommendations would have been made to support open access in Africa for us to actually achieve development, real-time development, and the conversation continues. So we Grateful for the platform. I'm personally grateful to be able to share my knowledge with the rest of African people. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. So, everybody, and thank you. Whew. Dr. Ngozi, thank you so much. Thank you. Everybody, please just click on this. Don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe on this channel so that you get access to more information. Click on the subscribe button before you leave. Okay, that's how you support the work we do here. Thank you so much, and do have a great day. Feedback link, I said it already. So the attendance link again.
Thank you.
A lot of people are still complaining they've not seen the attendance form, but I just posted it. For those of you asking for the presentation, don't worry, you get it.